What's going on, everyone? Happy Tuesday evening to everyone. Hopefully everyone is doing well and had a great day so far. Welcome to the Tuesday evening update of Hurricane Beryl for Tuesday, July 2nd, 2024. If you're new to my channel, this is where we talk all things weather, anything weather in the United States, and of course in the tropics as well. A lot of our attention lately has been on major Hurricane Beryl, which continues to churn in the Atlantic and the Caribbean. If you're new to my channel, subscribe down below. Give this video a thumbs up if you like it. Hit that notification bell to be notified when I do my latest updates. And of course, share these videos with anyone you know. And leave me a comment down below. I would like to know how I'm doing. Or if you have something to say on something we talk about here, let me know about it down below. Alright, Hurricane Beryl has weakened slightly. It's no longer a Category 5. It is still a Category 4 hurricane. And you can see here, the eye wall, it's not as clear and open as it looked earlier today. But you also do see that this is still a very impressive storm. And there are some thunderstorm convection blobs that are starting to fire up around the storm. So that may be an indicator that maybe it's not going to weaken as much over the next couple hours and maybe kind of level off. But we can also see here the far left-hand corner of this loop of infrared satellite. See, there's a little bit of shear up ahead. So we'll have to keep our eyes on that. All right, here's the latest update from the National Hurricane Center as of 5 p.m. Hurricane Beryl is expected to bring life-threatening winds and storm surge to Jamaica on Wednesday and the Cayman Islands Wednesday night and Thursday. As of 5 p.m., Hurricane Beryl is moving west-northwest at 22 miles per hour. The minimum pressure is 943 millibars. The maximum sustained winds is still 155 miles per hour. Meaning that though it is still very impressive, it just falls 2 miles per hour short of Category 5, which is 157 miles per hour or greater. So therefore, it is now down to a Category 4, but those 2 mile per hour difference isn't going to mean much. It still has gusts up to 200 miles per hour or near 200 miles per hour, which is just extremely impressive. Let's take a look at the current track for Hurricane Beryl. As of this evening, it's still looking to make a direct impact on Jamaica. It will be over Jamaica potentially on 2 p.m. Wednesday, and then come to Cayman Islands. And then, as we can see here, on 2 a.m. Friday, it may make landfall. It's expected to make landfall as a hurricane still over Mexico on 2 a.m. Friday. And then look at this. Then, as we get into 2 p.m. Friday, it's going to slip back into the Gulf. And after that comes the cone of uncertainty, which is still wide. See my hands here? Kind of widens out as we get further in time. Because the further out you get from a particular location, say Mexico, for example, or Texas, which is in this cone of uncertainty, the further away you get, the more uncertainty you get with the models. And I'm going to show you that in just a couple moments. You can see here, right now it is expected to make another landfall after the Gulf of Mexico, just south of the Texas border. It's not terribly far south, and the cone of uncertainty does allow for the potential of a shift to the north into Texas and the potential of a shift further south in Mexico. All right, let's go back and take a look at some more products from Hurricane Center. And we can see here, here's the estimated time of arrival of the winds, or tropical storm force winds, and we can see Jamaica by about between 2 a.m. and 8 a.m. You're going to start seeing those tropical storm winds, and as you get later into the day, the winds will really kick up. Probably by lunchtime, you're going to be in hurricane force winds easily, and you're going to be getting those extreme gusts well over 100 and could be well over between 150 miles per hour to maybe 170 mile per hour gust still at that point. The storm surge is going to come as well. And here's your expected rainfall amounts. And we can see here, here's Jamaica right here. And for the majority of Jamaica, 2 to 4 inches of rainfall is expected. However, on the eastern points of Jamaica, 4 to 6, 6 to 8, even a little area here, in the northeast corner of Jamaica, where 8 to 12 inches of rain is expected. So you get 8 to 12 inches of rain, plus storm surge, plus the wind. That is a recipe for disaster. And we do know there have already been some deaths with this storm back when it hit the Windward Islands. So you seriously need to take this storm serious, because this is a big deal. just because it says, oh, well, it's now a Category 4, not a Category 5. Okay, it's still a very dangerous storm. It's going to directly go over Jamaica, which is a big deal. All right, wanted to share this with you from the Hurricane Hunters. This is a look into the eye of Hurricane Beryl today. Late Monday, Beryl became the earliest storm to develop into a Category 5 hurricane in the Atlantic, though it was downgraded Tuesday to a Category 4. And look at this. You can actually see the sun in the middle of an eye wall. That is just a wow. Look at this. This is just a perfect eye wall. And there's what radar looked like in the middle of the eye wall of Hurricane Beryl. All right, let's get over to the models now. First off, taking a look at the 18Z tropical plots. And remember, we're going to go exactly what this says on the map. Do not use this map to make decisions. Seek official info. No matter what I tell you here, you should always seek the information of the local officials, the National Hurricane Center, the National Weather Service, local emergency management. Always follow their directive. I am just here to help guide you in the right direction and help inform you of what's coming. Okay? Don't use these maps that I'm about. These are computer models. Computer models are known to be wrong. Computer models sometimes are not always correct. For example, they didn't have Beryl getting as strong as it did, and it was a really bad situation for the Windward Islands, and it's about to be a bad situation for Jamaica, but luckily, we've caught on to this, and we're able to prepare people and warn people, and that's what I'm here to do. I'm here to help prepare you for whatever weather is headed your way, but again, to make life-threatening decisions, please seek the National Hurricane Center. All right, taking a look at these plots here, you can see Beryl is going to continue west-northwest. There's Jamaica. It comes really close. I think it still could be a direct hit. Goes over the Yucatan Peninsula of Mexico, but then it goes back into the Gulf of Mexico. And we see the spread. Remember I was showing my hands earlier? Well, look what I'm doing again. It opens back up. Some go a little bit more to the left, turn to the left and go further west. Some turn to the right and go further north into Texas. We still have several days to work this out. And you can see here, when you take a look at the plots here, look at the hours. We're talking after the Gulf of Mexico where it makes landfall once again. After that, we're still talking 120 to 144 hours out. A good amount of time to prepare for this and to figure it out. However, what you should be doing now is the time to have your hurricane preparedness plan at the ready. Should this thing look like it's going to, say, go into Texas, well, make sure you're prepared. Know what your plan is. Know what you are going to do. So you are not caught off guard, and should you have to relocate for whatever reason because the storm's coming, maybe the storm redevelops over the Gulf, you are at the ready and you are prepared in advance. All right, let's take a look at intensity. And you're going to see a lot of uncertainty here. One thing that is certain, the next couple days, it is going to continue to weaken. And it will weaken after Jamaica, and it will weaken after it goes over to Cayman Islands. However, it's then going to eventually hit Mexico. The question is when it goes back into the Gulf. And you can see here, all these models level off about the time it enters the Gulf once again. The question then becomes, does it get stronger? And how much stronger? Some take it back to a major hurricane again. Others, just a Cat 1, Cat 2. So we will really have to fine-tune this over the next several days. I wanted to show you the GEFS. This is just in. This is the 18Z version of the GEFS, which is the ensemble of the GFS, which is ran multiple times. So it goes over Jamaica, Cayman Islands, then it heads for Mexico. Watch what happens after it heads for Mexico. This is why I really want people to get prepared. There's a large spread still of uncertainty. We still are going to have to work this out probably for the next day or two. Hopefully by 4th of July on Thursday, we'll have a better sense of what's going to happen. You can see here, some members go far south in Mexico, others go into Texas. There's even one that really goes far to the right into Louisiana. Don't think that's likely to happen, but southern Texas, Corpus Christi area, yeah, it is very possible that you could be dealing with a landfall. And should that happen, well, the waters are pretty warm over the Gulf of Mexico, so we would have to allow for the potential that this would strengthen once again. And if you look at some of these members, you can see some of them go back into the 970s. And as I advance this even further, some of the slower members, they also do go to Texas. And I have to say here, there are far more members that go either right over the Texas-Mexico border or just to the north of the Texas-Mexico border. Then there are members that go south and dive they're deep into Mexico before it just shreds up. So this is something we have to continue. Now let's take a look at what the 12Z European does. And you can see the 12Z European does take it very close to Jamaica, continues west over to Mexico, Yucatan Peninsula, but keeps it further south than the majority of those ensemble members of the GEFS. And you can see it does take it right into Mexico as a very strong tropical storm or a weak hurricane category 1 before it shreds up in Mexico. All right, recapping again. Here's what we're going to expect over the next several days. The National Hurricane Center does anticipate major impacts for Jamaica. You saw the rainfall amounts, anywhere from 2 to 4 inches in many places, up to 4 to 8 inches, and then in extreme northeast portions of Jamaica, 8 to 12 inches of rainfall. Storm surge. Winds will probably gust over 150 miles per hour. Sustained winds at that point will still probably be somewhere between 130, 135 miles per hour, and it's still going to be a major hurricane, regardless of what the winds are at that point. It still will be over Category 3, and then it heads for Mexico on Friday. Before then, it does make a pass through the Cayman Islands, just to the south of there. Impacts for you as well. Mexico, then it's going to weaken before it heads into the Gulf of Mexico and the big cone of uncertainty. Does it hit Mexico? Does it meander a little further to the north and hit the Texas border? We will continue to watch this. I hope you enjoyed this update. We'll talk about the rest of the weather in the United States again tomorrow. We'll take a look at severe weather tomorrow. Of course, another update on Beryl. If you enjoyed this update, give it a thumbs up. If you want to see more content like this, subscribe down below. Share these videos with anyone you know, especially those in the path of Hurricane Beryl. That's been our focus here. And of course, hit that notification bell and leave me a comment down below. Let me know, how am I doing? Do you know someone who lives in the path? Are you concerned about the storm? Let me know down below. I will see you guys all again tomorrow. Until I see you again tomorrow, stay safe and have a fantastic Tuesday evening. Thanks for watching.